Welcome!
Hi.
To Paranormal Partners. Our neighbors probably hate me.
Yeah. We always decide to do this really late at night on like a Sunday night before people have to go back to work. And
yeah,
then
currently it's 2 a.m. Sunday.
No, it's not.
No,
it's
not.
8 o'clock. That's late at night for me.
Yeah, that is pretty late.
Yeah.
So?
Yeah, we are Paranormal Partners.
I'm Eric. This is...
Jade.
And we are...
Paranormal Partners.
And I am Eric. And this is...
Jade.
And we are...
Paranormal Partners.
Yes.
We already said that.
And I am Eric.
I thought by now we'd have like an actual intro that was better than I'm Eric and I'm Jade and we're Paranormal Partners, but...
Hey, I say welcome like almost every episode.
That's true. Good job, Eric. I bet no one in the history of anyone has ever thought about saying welcome at the beginning of something.
I'm a trendsetter.
So we are on our third...
I thought you were going to say we are paranormal. I was like, what? I thought this gag has been long over.
Paranormal Partners. This is our third Encounters episode.
This is like our fourth or fifth.
Encounters?
Yeah. I think we've had more than that. But anyways, it doesn't matter. We're doing an Encounters
This is
episode.
Encounters regardless what number it is. We'll find out later. So we are celebrating something special. Well, we celebrated something special this weekend, but tomorrow is our anniversary.
Yes, we went to Scary Acres, a place in Omaha,
Nebraska.
It had haunted houses. It was good.
It was fun.
We had a lot of fun. We met someone special there.
Yeah.
Who did we meet?
I was so excited. We met Bonnie Aarons, the actress of who plays the nun. Who plays Valak in The Conjuring 2 and The Nun.
Yes.
It was like the coolest thing ever.
Yes, and we got her to sign her own copy.
Yeah. Actually, we got
The Conjuring. But wait, fans. I'm sure you're like, oh, I wish I could have one. Oh, no.
Oh, well, we have two.
That's right. We're giving one away, people.
Yeah, we're keeping one for ourselves because that was just way too cool. Something that was really nice to remember our anniversary. But we have a signed copy of The Conjuring 2 by Bonnie Aarons.
By the nun herself.
She signed it Valak, Bonnie Aarons. And this is a copy that I forgot to bring. So we had to stop at the store and buy another one. So this one has no signature. So you don't want that one. You want this one.
And this is ours.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do, this is what you're going to do, because you're going to want it. We're giving away the better one. We're giving the one with red ink.
Yeah, we're keeping it black.
I really was sad. I was like, I want the one with red ink, but, we're good to our fans.
We can keep the one with the red ink.
No, I want to be good to our fans. Okay. They deserve the good one. We can have the black ink.
They're both good.
They're both fire.
Yeah.
I mean, the nun wrote on it, people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so follow our Facebook, like our page. Tag 3 friends and then share the post, and that's
like the post.
Like the post,
like the page, like the post, share the post, tag 3 friends.
Exactly.
4 things. That's a lot.
4 things, and
but
then
it's not that much for
a piece of history.
Yeah.
The nun people.
Guys, I actually also got a T-shirt that had Scary Acres, the nun on it, and then she signed it, and I freaking forgot it in Eric's parents' car. Because we took their car to drive to it.
They have a really nice car, so I like using it to go distances.
Yeah, so we took their car, and I was worried because we went to Vala's Pumpkin Patch today, also in Omaha.
Yeah.
We had a pretty long weekend.
We had a good weekend.
It was great, but I was scared someone was going to steal my Valak t-shirt, so I hid it under the seat. And I wanted to wear it for the video and be like,
oh, look, I'm a Valak fan.
Instead, I wore my Happy Halloween shirt for you guys.
Happy Halloween!
This is like $10 at Target.
Oh, look.
Something.
We've got a special guest. The first time you get to see her. Timber decided to join the set. Bless you.
Just gonna sneeze on you.
Yes.
Yeah, but please, 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 please enter our giveaway because it's so easy for something that's so cool. Who knows? Maybe Bonnie Aarons will get super famous. Not that she... is.
I mean, the nun's a pretty big role.
She had her own, movie after her, The Nun.
She had, a AAA movie about her where she was the star. That's pretty big.
That is pretty big. So, yeah. We love you guys so much that we want to give you one of our copies.
The better copy.
The better copy with the red writing. So, Please, please, please do that. But that post should be up by the time this video comes out and this podcast comes out tomorrow. It'll be on our Facebook page for you, those of you tuning in on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
However you're listening.
And you know what? Whoever wins, we might even sign like a little note card next to it.
Yeah, I was definitely planning on doing something really sweet.
We won't sign it to ruin the peace.
No, I'm not going to sign the video. I'm just going to like write a little note to you guys to thank you so much. And maybe we could slip in like, I don't know, a couple stickers.
Ooh. Okay,
Crazy.
well, let's get into the encounters episode.
Yeah, we have a lot of stories.
You know, while we've been plugging ourselves so much, check out the merch, people.
Yeah.
Paranormalaf.com.
Eric designed them himself. I came up with one, and it's the most simplest one, but it's also really cute.
Yeah, we put a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
We hope you guys like it.
I'm excited. I don't know why I haven't even bought one for myself yet, so I don't blame you guys. I'm not mad. I haven't even bought myself one yet, but I'm about to.
Fantastic sales pitch. I don't blame you for not buying it.
That's me in a nutshell. Okay, who wants to go first?
You know what? No, you don't have to subscribe. You don't even have to watch our videos.
Support us. Support us because we love doing this. And also, I forgot, we also have a fundraiser going right now on our Facebook.
Enough with the self-plugs.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Fundraiser on Facebook.
If you're like one of those churchgoers and you my money too.
So my first story is an unknown number is my son crying, saying he can't find my husband.
Wait. Reread it.
The title is Unknown Number is my crying son saying he can't find my husband. I get home and find they're watching a movie. Dun dun dun!
Okay. Interesting. Very descriptive title, by the way.
Yeah. Imagine if that's how they did horror movies that way.
The Nun.
Edgy teenage man loses love of his life, exacts revenge on 3 unwilling guests in home with knife.
And then they make a trailer about it. The trailers always give away way too much.
Oh, yeah. The trailers basically do that anyways.
Coming to theaters near you soon. Exactly what we said it was going to be. No surprises.
So, I still don't know what happened. I have chills. This happened a few days ago, and I decided to post it here because I need to get it out. Side note, I just realized this, but pretty much every encounters I read, I've noticed I'm a woman. I've noticed because it's weird for me to read from a woman's perspective to you guys, but I guess I just like the women's stories.
Maybe you just vibe with the women's stories better.
I guess.
That's cool. Mine are probably man stories. I guess, I don't know.
So, I left for work around 9, and my husband was home with my son for the day. I went to lunch at 12:30. At 1, I got a call from an unknown number. Usually I ignore these calls, but something told me to answer. My 5-year-old son was on the other end crying.
5 years old?
Yeah. He said he was taking a nap. When he woke up, his daddy was gone. I said, okay, I will come over since I'm still on lunch. I thought maybe my husband went to work in the garage or take a shower or something, and just freaked my son out a little when he woke up. I tell him to stay on the line. Yeah, shout out Timber if you guys can see her. She's looking like, Timber, stop.
Timber always just licks random stuff at random times. Like, her thing is licking, and then the other weird thing that she always does is she bites the bed. She loves to bite the bed. Okay,
it's so weird.
Continue. Look.
So, I tell him to stay on the line, and it's about a 10-minute drive. He doesn't say much, but I can still hear his breathing on the other end. That alone is just really scary, don't you think?
That's weird.
Like...
But also, it's a little kid, so, like, I see why...
What would you do if you got that from me, though?
If it was you, I'd be mad, because I know how you are. You always joking and messing around with me. So, I'd just be pissed and be like, Eric, stop. This isn't funny. Okay, stop.
Okay, this is where it gets freaky. I have chills writing this part. As soon as I enter the end of the block, the phone call ends. I pull into the driveway, and his car is still there. The front door is shut. My neighbor is getting groceries from his car, so I say a quick greeting and head inside. My son and husband are sitting on the couch watching TV. My husband is playing on the cell phone. I ask him what happened, and he's extremely confused. I tell him about the call, and he acts like he didn't believe me. I thought it was a crappy prank from him, so I asked my son, Did you call mommy and say you couldn't find daddy? No. Can I have a juice box? He's too young to be good at lying, so I 100% believe him. I feel like I'm going crazy at this point. I asked if my husband ever left the room or gave our son the phone. Gave our son the phone. He says no to both. I checked the call logs on that phone, and there's nothing. We don't have any other phones of any other type in the house.
A pillow just fell over by itself. Timber.
There's a ghost.
Timber, are you the ghost?
I still don't know what happened, but I'm beyond creeped out at this point. So, here's an edit she added.
Okay.
I've read all the comments, and I want to clear a few things up. I know my son's voice. There's no doubt in my mind that it was him. Maybe if he was younger, but at 5 years old, I can tell distinctly the voice. I can see how maybe it was a scammer, but how would anyone be able to mimic his voice so perfectly?
Well, also, why would they stay on the phone so long?
Yeah, and what would the point of that scam be?
There actually is scams. One time my grandma got scammed. They called this young boy.
I remember.
Do you remember this? This young boy called and said that he was in a car accident and was pretending to be my cousin, asking for money.
Yeah, but this one wouldn't be money or anything. This is just like, I'm messing with you. But then again, did you ever hear the story about the cribs? My mom told me there was this a voice actor and his friend who worked at a children's place, and they had this doll where at first it'd start out like, "Hi guys, it's me, Freddy," and then over time, like after a couple hours, it'd go, "I want you to kill your family."
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then
that reminds me. So wait, the voice actor was making it say that, like, as a prank?
Yeah.
Okay, that kind of reminds me of this one story I read.
Chucky.
I didn't pick it, but it was like this guy apparently had their dad bought a watch. It was like an alarm kind of. I don't really understand exactly what it was, but it was some kind of watch, and he got up in the middle of the night and he heard the ticking getting louder and louder and louder, and he couldn't figure out, nothing was wrong. He looked at the watch or whatever, and he just went back to his room, and then as he's walking into the hallway, he hears it was like, Mr. Frost is dead. Mr. Frost is all these weird things about somebody named Mr. Frost, and it sang it.
Really?
And it was coming from the watch. And so the person said they tried to do all this research about somebody named Mr. Frost, and he could never find anything on it, and he was terrified.
That's
and
so
it came from
scary.
The watch. Mr. Frost. Mr. Frost.
That reminds me, Jade has an S9, and every morning there's an alarm.
I have an S9 Plus, and its alarm reads the news, but
it's weird news. It's I'm half awake when I hear it.
I think we talked about this on the podcast
maybe,
before,
but it's
probably. But it's still
13
relevant.
people hung in Louisiana, or
no, it
5 cops shot dead in Texas.
No, it's not as cut and dry as that. I swear it says evil things.
It says evil stuff, and then as soon as we are fully awake,
conscious, then it's the sun is shining bright today.
Yeah, no,
Make sure that you wear short sleeves.
We both confirmed with each other, right before we went to Germany. I remember one night it was plane crash in blah blah blah. Do you remember that one?
I don't know. I
remember.
For some reason,
it always we talk about it because we both hear the same thing, and then as soon as we're both awake,
then it's nothing.
It's sunny day today.
Yeah. I don't know.
Every day it's raining outside, and she's sunny day today.
So I tried to fix this. I went into and Googled how do I change the news that my phone is reading, and I went through and picked all you could pick things you're interested in. So I picked I don't know, food and drink and crafts or something like that, and it still does. It's still every now and then it'll just read. I don't even know what it reads. I swear to God, there's a demon in my S9 Plus.
I swear to God. And sometimes when I call, it only happens when I'm alone. Yeah. Not when I show Jade, but sometimes when I call her phone, it's you have reached the voicemail, and it just goes on forever. I can't believe
that. I know you tried to show me the other day, and it wouldn't do that, and I didn't believe you.
And it doesn't even, stop. It doesn't beep or anything after that. It just keeps going forever.
That's
I waited,
really
2 minutes one time. Yeah. No, but basically what...
Basically, that's my mailbox saying, don't leave me a voicemail because I won't listen to it.
Yeah, but basically the story I just read, a lot of people in the comments are saying that there's a mimic ghost in there.
Ooh.
And it is very powerful enough to make an unknown call.
So,
and then,
like a doppelganger, kind of.
Yeah, but the scary part is it's been observing the kid.
That is really crazy. So it's like an intelligent haunting. It's not just I don't know, just an intelligent haunting. That's
It's
also
like
maybe.
Yeah, it's very, very intelligent and very powerful, very scary.
That's scary.
All right, on to your story.
I'm still thinking about your story. I was also thinking about how I had a tour on Friday, and this is the first time I've ever been touched by a spirit, but I was touched by a ghost. Okay, so this one is just titled, I can't explain this, ... Can you?
No.
Says, just as a preface, I'm not someone who believes in paranormal things. I'm the guy who's always trying to find a logical explanation for everything, and even in this case, I'm sure there is one, but it has always just left me feeling super uneasy. So hey, look, I'm reading from a guy's perspective.
Yeah, true.
Okay. I was in my early 20s when this happened, and renting an old, small, one-bedroom apartment with my girlfriend. We lived in an area that is best described as where urban and suburban meet. It's a pretty family-friendly,
Cute.
safe area. I know, that sounds like exactly what we want. It's a pretty family-friendly, safe area, and we were never concerned with nor had to deal with crime. We took a late-night drive, roughly 11:30, to the small grocery store, maybe a half mile from us, which reminded me of when we used to go on all those Hy-Vee runs, like really late at night. We used to go to Hy-Vee all the time late at night because I'd get these really strong cravings for fruit.
Yeah.
I always wanted fruit late. Okay. So the grocery store was open till 12 a.m., and they were just going to get some water, juice, etc. Everything was fine. It was a nice, cool night in early fall. We had the car windows down, but as we drove home, I was the passenger. We noticed a woman standing in the street off to the side, completely still.
Okay.
It was on a residential street, about a block from our small apartment complex. We were both a little startled, but didn't assume anything odd was going on at first. However, the way in which she was so motionless and looking at what appeared to be nothing was a little strange.
That's so scary.
I told my girlfriend to get a
find that
little
stuff
closer.
so scary. Like when someone's completely still.
Yeah.
I find that scary.
So he told his girlfriend to get a little...
Great commentary by me.
Yes, very
I
good.
find that scary.
Yes, that is scary, creepy, spooky.
Wow, woman standing. No, it's just something about like someone who does... It's like when you go through a haunted house and someone's just like staring you and is completely still. It's like, why aren't you going to move? Why aren't you trying to do something? Like, do something, man.
That happened to me last night.
The clown?
I like just pretend like I don't see them and I just keep walking.
Yeah.
I just pretend like I acknowledge them. I look at them so I know that they know that I saw them and that they're not going to jump scare me.
Yeah.
But also like they probably could still jump scare me, so I just keep walking and like I make eye contact to show them I see them, and then I keep walking, and then they don't usually go after me because they think they can't jump scare me.
Exactly. I like make eyes. I like lock
like,
eyes, and then I'm like, oh. So.
I'm the person that goes to the haunted house but doesn't want to be scared. Yes.
And then we get out and we're like, that wasn't that scary.
That wasn't that bad.
Okay, go on.
So, you know, they think it's strange, and so I tell my girlfriend to get a little closer so I could get a better look at her. Once we drove a little closer, I could tell she was an older woman, at least late 50s, possibly late 60s, very pale and strikingly tall and very thin. So pale, tall, thin. What I would describe as gangly. She had a very long, what appeared to be nightgown on, and a sort of frizzy, long gray hair. We watched her for a minute at most and tried to think of what the hell she was doing. If she had escaped from some old folks' home, which was having some sort of neurological issues or even sleepwalking. I thought she probably escaped from an old folks' home or something, because that happens.
Yeah, it does.
One time I was driving on like A Street where Pius is, and there's like an old folks' home over there, and I literally watched an old lady try to escape. She ran. Sad. She started running across A Street, and then their little like bodyguards or whatever security guards come grabbed her and ran her back. I know, it was so sad, but at the time I was just a little high schooler and I thought it was funny.
That's so sad.
It is sad. She tried to break away. Anyway, So they thought she could be sleepwalking or something, or have some kind of neurological issues. He said, I figured something was wrong, so I told my girlfriend to pull up next to her, and I'll ask her if she's okay or needs help. We drive up next to her, and her face is completely blank, with no expression, nor does she stir as we approach.
Oh, like she still has a face, though, right?
She has a face, yeah. No, that's what I thought at first, too. I thought she was just nothing.
Slender Man.
Which, that's really terrifying, too. So we asked her if everything's okay or if she needs help, and she doesn't move or blink. Her pupils seem not right, possibly dilated. But after a long silence, she answers with, have a good evening. And what I could only describe as a droning, ghoulish manner that did not sound at all normal. So I guess I should re-say that.
Have a good evening. No, it'd be droning, though. It'd be more like...
What does droning mean?
Have a good evening.
Have a good evening.
Like monotone. Like out of your body.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, like that.
I was just looking at the camera really creepily. Oh well. Okay. I was thinking she was definitely mental ill or senile at this point, and even more so when she then started laughing low and eerily. Then, out of nowhere, she stops, looks seriously frightened. Her eyes get super wide, and she just takes off like a bat out of hell. Ooh! Oh my god, I literally started laughing when I heard this. Just think of an old lady just making a dart for it. She's like,
go to her.
He says, and I mean freaking bolts. She runs so much faster than you'd expect her to be able to run. She took off in such a startling manner due to how still she just was. I told my girlfriend to try and follow her, and this woman is running so damn fast. Then she veers off into someone's yard and starts cutting through people's yards. At this point, I'm assuming she for sure got out of a nursing home and is senile, so I call the police and tell them what's going on. We were still trying to follow her but we can't locate her anymore. Probably 5 minutes passed, and then out of nowhere, she appears and runs over the top of our freaking car. He actually said the F word, but...
Oh, man.
I'm making it appropriate. My girlfriend screamed and I was beyond freaked out. She then runs up next to the many parked cars in the street and starts trying to open some of the doors, and none of them are opening. She's making a wailing, crying sound at this point that sent shivers down my spine and echoed in such a terrifying way.
Ugh.
I am now fully convinced that she's absolutely insane, and then she starts dashing off again, so we follow her. But she cuts through yards once again and is gone, nowhere to be seen anymore.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Ooh! I scrolled too fast. No more than 2 to 5 minutes later, I see a couple squad cars show up, and they start flashing their lights in the direction of the yards, trying to locate the woman, etc. We just circled around trying to see if we could find her, but she was nowhere in sight, and the police eventually drove off, and it didn't seem they were able to locate her either. We were pretty damn freaked out at this point, and found the whole situation beyond strange and eerie. We decided to go home, and as we pull onto the street of our apartment, we see a block ahead. She is standing in the middle of the street.
No.
They pull up to their apartment, and she's standing there.
Would you, like...
I'd be freaking sobbing. I'd be freaking out.
You'd cry?
Oh, yeah, I'd cry. I'd be like, Eric, turn around right now. Drive anywhere. Drive to freaking Target. Anywhere that we feel safe. Drive anywhere but here.
What if she's there, though, at Target, in the parking lot? Would you just think we're dead?
Yeah. I'd be like, we messed with something we shouldn't have messed with, and now we're dead. All because we asked if a lady needed help.
That'd be really sad. It'd be like,
damn,
I don't want to die like this.
So she's not stirring, so we flash the brights at her, and she freaking disappears. Completely gone. I can't explain it. I'm sure there's some way it could have happened, but literally she was out of sight in the blink of an eye.
Ugh.
We were both shocked, silent, and had no idea what to say. I figured maybe it had something to do with how quick she was. After sitting around just sort of watching for minutes, dumbfounded, and seeing no sight of her, I wanted us to get home, inside, and be done with this crap. So we parked the car and get inside our apartment. I didn't sleep well and was overall just feeling creeped out. We woke the next morning, discussing again how creepy it was, but I was still not thinking anything exactly paranormal.
Fair.
Now this is where things get even more strange. After a short morning run, I head to the same grocery store to get an energy drink and protein bar as I'm being rung up at the store. Okay.
Yeah.
As I'm being rung up and grab my bag of items, the man at the cash register says, "Remember to have a good evening." It was obviously a really odd comment, not just because it was barely approaching the afternoon, but because it was the exact same thing the woman said the night before. I was very aback by this. All I could say was, "What?" And he just nodded, smiled, and winked, and then started to ring up the person behind me. Isn't that insane? I've been checked out by this man many times before. He is autistic, from what I understand. Talks very slowly and not much usually in every interaction I've had with him. And never had I experienced anything strange or odd from him before that. He certainly never said anything like that before. The remember bit was obviously the most off-putting strange part.
That's so scary.
I left there very confused and creeped, wondering what the hell just happened and trying to think through what any of it meant or any possible explanation. It could have just been the most strange, bizarre coincidence ever, but something had just felt so off about it. It's been etched in my memory because it's probably the most creepy thing I've ever personally experienced.
Yeah.
If you have any explanations for what you think it might have transpired, I'd be very keen to hear.
I agree with that comment. That definitely sounds like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
So much like it. That's a good...
But what would be the bigger meaning? Like, remember, have a good evening.
Have a good night, I guess.
Yeah, but Twilight Zones always have, like, some big overarching, like, reason behind it. Like, a bigger, deeper message, you know?
Help your elderly.
They did try to help the elderly, and she bolted like a bat out of hell.
Maybe, like... I have no idea. Whatever.
That's really creepy. Maybe it was just mental illness.
Was that your long one?
Yeah, it was my long one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something odd keeps happening in my toddler's room.
Ooh, you got the baby theme going on tonight, or toddler theme.
Yeah, little kid, and it's also from a woman's side. So
little kids and women.
So I'm not sure this is paranormal as much as just plain odd. I have to explain some background info real quick, so stick with me here. My husband, our son, and I moved into this townhouse around February this year. Also, I picked this because it reminds me of my childhood.
Aw, how cute and creepy.
It's not cute.
Cute and creepy.
It's 3 stories, not counting the basement. The second floor has the master bedroom, and then a very small office space type room. In the small room, there's a set of stairs that lead up to the third loft bedroom on the 3rd floor. We ended up splitting my son's room between the small bedroom and the 3rd floor. So the 3rd floor is more of a playroom, while his closet, dresser, etc. is in the small room. He has had horrible night terrors since he was about 6 months old. I did too. And if you had them, you know exactly the feeling I'm talking about.
Wait, night terrors until he was how old?
He still has them. He's, I think, 3 now.
Dang.
But it was 6 months when I started.
6 months, okay.
Yeah, he's just turned 3. So he still sleeps with us most nights. His bed wouldn't fit in the small room, so it's on the 3rd floor. None of us like this house. It's an okay property, but it feels unwelcoming, sorry. I don't know how else to describe it, but we just don't like the house. It doesn't have an open floor plan, and it just feels closed off and cold. My husband works away during the week, and is usually only home on weekends, so it's just me here alone with our son and our dog. Our only pet aside from Fish. We've had him from 7 years, and he's very well behaved, unlike someone.
Yeah, someone.
I get really uneasy here at night during the week, and make my dog and son stick pretty close. Anyway, I've had small things happen, like hearing footsteps running around on 3rd floor, but the townhouse to the left is empty. And the right doesn't even have a 3rd floor like we do. It's a row of 4 townhouses.
You know what that reminds me of, Eric?
Huh.
You haven't even mentioned anything about my little scare I had this week. The salesman.
Jade got scared by salesmen.
Terrified. Not just scared, like terrified.
She hid in the closet because someone knocked on her door.
I wasn't expecting anyone to come home because Eric was at work. And someone knocked on the door, but they didn't just knock. They were like they knocked a pattern. And I was like, only serial killers do that. So, yeah, I hid in the closet with Timber. And I swear, I heard, like, all this running. Like, in the hallway. It sounded like it was in our apartment. Like, the door opened. It sounded like there was running all over the apartment. And then the door closed. And it was super creepy. And then I call Eric. And he comes, just, like, speeding home. And he finds out they're salesmen. The second I opened the door, this, like, little card fell out that they must have left because I didn't answer the door.
They were nice. I talked to them for a bit. If you're watching, salesman, you did a good job, and you're nice people.
If you're watching, I'm sorry. I got really scared and thought you were a ghost, so.
So, as I was saying, oh, and my son and dog are both terrified of the basement. It's unfinished. It has a washer and dryer down there. My dog will not go down there. He has never once been in the basement. When I do the laundry, he stands at the top of the steps and waits for me. We've tried multiple times to make him go down there after he rolled on a dead animal or got covered in mud and needs to be cleaned off. But treats aren't good enough, and we've tried to carry him, but he wiggled and threw himself around so much that even my husband couldn't safely carry him down.
Hey, always listen to your pets. If they won't go downstairs, don't go downstairs.
Yes. My son was speech delayed. He went through speech therapy, which he has since he graduated, but his speech just recently took off. Right after we moved in, I went down to do laundry and carried him with me. And as we got in the basement, he said, "Mama, what that?" As he pointed around the ceiling of the room in a following something type of motion.
What that?
I asked him what he meant, and he said, "Those flying people." And this is what's crazy to me. When I was around his age, I'd have night terrors all the time. And I played a game, Here's My Magic 3, with my father all the time. If anyone knows that and knows that game, shout you out. You're a true legend. I got the angel wings on my arm from that game because it's the greatest video game ever. But there's harpies in that game. And so I'd have night terrors, but all I would remember from them is seeing harpies in the shadows of the room.
What are harpies?
It's like half bird, like demon ladies.
Ugh.
So that's exactly what it sounds like with this kid. So, at the time, that was a pretty significant amount of talking for him. Usually, he would only say a word or two, or maybe a phrase at a time. It creeped me right out. Also, more recently... Sorry. Also, more recently, when he isn't having night terrors, he talks in his sleep like crazy. And at least once or twice a week, he sat straight up and points to the ceiling or corner of the room every single night, never on the floor or couch or anything, and says... "Mommy, who is that?" Or, "Mommy, what is that?" He'll repeat the question over and over and eventually start crying as I tell him he's just dreaming and there's nothing there. Exactly like what happened with me.
Yeah, that really terrifies me.
I never see anything, but it's enough to scare the piss out of me, especially at night when we're alone.
That's you.
So another, I'll just skip over it lightly because it's pretty long-winded, but... She has a hamper that the clothes just keep getting thrown from. She locks the door with her husband, and they go out. They lock the dog in the kitchen, and they take their son with them. And she comes back, and it's just spread all across the room.
Maybe they have, like, one of those homeless people that, like, are living in their walls or something.
I would 1 billion times rather have a ghost or a demon in the house than that. That stuff scares me so much.
I'm not about that.
Alright, so that's pretty much my story. Interesting correlation. I always saw harpies when I was that age.
Like when you were sleeping, or?
I mean night terrors, so physically awake but not mentally awake. You're not present in real life. And I remember having this awful feeling of dread you just can't shake. You know what I'm talking about.
That's scary.
If you've had them. I don't know. If anyone's had a similar experience, I really am interested in that. Please message our page or reach out.
Because actually, if you guys have any experiences you want to share, message our page.
I've met a few people who've had send us stories. But I've met a few night terror people, and we all know what we're talking about, kind of. Like, it's, I don't know, it's something that if it happened to you, you know what I'm saying. And, like, I want to hear what you're saying. That way we can bridge the gap.
I'm thankful I've never had night terrors or sleep paralysis or anything like that. Ever.
I have night terrors sometimes still.
I'm very lucky.
Okay. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, so our last story here is called The Man in the Purple Coat. It says, I believe in the paranormal because of my own personal experiences. My girlfriend, on the other hand...
Didn't work.
No. Now I'm just grumpy. Kidding. My girlfriend, on the other hand, she wasn't too sure until this happened. This happened about 5 years ago. Both of us still talk about it today, especially her. We won't forget it. Anyone else experience this? About 5 years ago, we were invited to a birthday party at my friend Kathy's house. A Saturday night of good food, music, and meeting friends. We started talking about strange stories and experiences. Naturally. This is what I do at parties, too. We never go to parties.
Never.
But if I was to, this is what I'd talk about. Kathy informed us that her son woke her up a few nights ago, crying his eyes out, saying that there was a man in his room standing on top of his pool table. Kathy rushed into his bedroom to discover that there was nothing there. She asked, "Don't worry, he's away now. What did he look like?" He told her that the man was wearing a purple coat and was up on top of the pool table. This freaked me and all of us out. Frightened my partner the most because Kathy is viewed as the most sensible out of all of us. She's a nurse and looks after the elderly. She wouldn't make up a story like that for self-embellishment. Her son was in the house this night because he wouldn't be able to sleep. Her son wasn't in the house this night because he wouldn't be able to sleep, and so he decided to stay at his nanny's. Later that night, around 1 a.m., everyone was beginning to leave until there was only 3 of us in the house, my partner and my friend Kathy. Then this happened. I decided to go upstairs to the bathroom before leaving. As I was walking up, I could hear something upstairs, but I couldn't tell what it was. Something clicking. Stopping halfway up the stairs, I shouted, "Kathy, is someone still in here? Can you hear that?" My partner and Kathy walked to the bottom of the stairs to listen. Sure enough, they could hear the click noise coming from one of the rooms. Oh my God, that's his pool table again. Kathy asked me and my partner to walk upstairs with her and check the house. The first step I took, and I am not shitting you, the child's bedroom door slammed so forcefully and loud, it made the girls scream in terror and bolt outside. I could hear them crying. I simply walked backwards, facing the stairs, then bolted outside. I am not afraid of anyone, and I got the feeling someone was standing on the stairs, staring directly into my face. The atmosphere was extraordinary. Never felt anything like it. I can't stay here, Kathy was saying. We calmed her down. My friend ended up staying in her mother's house. Kathy had to sell her house, and she discovered that the house she had bought, an old man had died in the house called Jimmy. The neighbors told her he always wore a purple coat to the pub. This is the crazy part. Guess what? Jimmy would drink a lot at his local pub because he was a member and captain of the local pub's pool team. So
That's
it sounds
crazy.
like
I'm sorry I was so quiet in that one, but that one was just crazy for me.
You had to listen to it?
Yeah, that one's just crazy.
Crazy!
I don't know why, but I felt like I had strong emotional attachment to that story.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like super, I don't know.
Do you know a Jimmy that wears purple?
No, I mean, I just I felt something there.
Oh, well, this was posted 2 hours ago.
You know how there's always a down? I don't know. I feel like it's the same, like a Sixth Sense kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But this one, no doubt. Like, I feel it. Like, I could feel it in me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Spooky and ooky, am I right?
Spooky, ooky. Ah.
Well, that is all we have for
Welcome.
you guys.
We are paranormal partners.
Eric, what the heck?
Okay, well, thanks everyone for listening. Check out our merch.
Yeah.
get yourself a signed Conjuring 2 join in our giveaway.
Yeah, there's going to be a post that's going to come out Monday about it. So make sure that is the post you need to like, share,
and comment how beautiful Jade is.
Oh, you're so sweet.
You guys have a spooky, ooky, and safe night.
Yeah.
We thank you all, and thank you.
And goodbye.